Walmart Business saves you time, money, and hassle, which means you can focus on what really matters, like putting the money you save back into what you do, spending more time training your team, filling orders, and finding new clients, anything and everything, right down to, oh, that's one, choosing the best hold music. Walmart Business. It's the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel. All right, we move ahead 10 years from where we were last week. Of course, these days a week can feel like, 10 years, but regardless, we're here to talk about good things, and that is movies released in 1996. And here to join me, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, but yeah, how do we get 10 years, a decade in the span of 7 days?
Right.
Here we are.
How hard is it to also realize that the movies we're about to be talking about are celebrating a 30-year anniversary this year?
Yeah, don't do the math.
30 years old, 3 decades ago.
I was to assume there's no math on the exam today.
There is math, and that math hurts. It hurts hard. To quote Neil Diamond, it hurts like hell. That's actually the crowd singing to Neil Diamond. But regardless, I digress. But here we are. Movies of 1996 and 3 films each. Keep a watch and a pass. And you already know what those mean. So, Carrie, I'm going to hand this over to you to get us started for the day. Your keep pick for movies released in 1996.
Any and every chance I get to talk about this movie, and I'm back, I'm talking about and keeping forever From Dusk Till Dawn. George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, Machete.
Right.
Come on, Danny Trejo.
Juliette Lewis.
The most absolute gorgeous.
Salma Hayek.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, come on, Harvey Keitel.
Right.
As the dad. This movie is so great. And I kind of love that watching it, you feel like you're watching 2 different movies. You've got the 2 brothers, the serial killers, and they're really dark, and they kind of kidnap a family and their murder spree along the way, but then it switches. And then you've got this vampire, I don't know, the titty twister. You're in this really dark bar, and very bad things are happening.
See, I just love the fact that on the show, you're the one who gets to say titty twister.
Yeah.
It sounds so much better coming out of your mouth.
Right.
Right. Tell me. So this film comes out in 1996. 1997 rolls out and Face Off comes out. And you tell me the George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino brothers characters doesn't feel almost like the inspiration for Castor Troy and Pollux Troy in Face Off.
Ooh.
It feels a little bit like that. You have the one that is straight up local crazy and the one that's a little bit off, a little bit left of center kind of thing. It feels like that.
I never associated that, but yeah, I can see it.
I think, though, the best thing that came out of From Dusk Till Dawn, it's not the sequel. It's not From Dusk Till Dawn to Texas Blood Money.
Sadly, no. No, it's not.
Which we're going to have to talk about at some point. But no, the best thing to come out of From Dusk Till Dawn is the documentary making of the film Full Tilt Boogie.
Oh, 1000%.
This is one of the, personal opinion, this is one of the best making of a movie documentaries that I've seen. I would put it up there with things like Hearts of Darkness, which was the making of Apocalypse Now.
The Stranger Things one that they've just released for Netflix is really good too.
So is The Last Watch, which was the making of the last season of Game of Thrones. I love behind the scenes features, but just the opening scene of Full Tilt Boogie, where Tarantino and Clooney are walking through this building or whatever, and they're getting lost, and it's very Spinal Tap-esque. and the whole opening scene ends, and it's shot very much to look like a one taker kind of thing. And they open up the door and it leads into a scene from the film. It's brilliantly done. Like a lot of these behind the scenes making things today, including things like the Game of Thrones and the Stranger Things, they're like, it's production B-roll whipped around a bunch of, sit down interviews. Full Tilt Boogie felt almost like because of everything that was going on during the making of this, right? You had Robert Rodriguez leaving the Directors Guild during the making of, just so they can make the film. There was so much going on behind the scenes of this movie that Full Tilt Boogie, the making of, felt like a drama onto itself.
I love the interviews with George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino's assistants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where was it? Tarantino sent his assistant for like a mug. Like he had to have a special mug. Or was it Clooney?
I can't remember which one it was, but I want to have a special assistant get me my special mug. Why can't I have that?
I do. I do bring him his special Charlie Brown. Every coffee, every morning,
mm-hmm.
every morning is in his Charlie Brown mug. I promise you, I take good care of him.
Right?
Don't make me sound bad.
Occasionally it's a Star Wars mug. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's my second favorite mug.
Well,
So it's
sometimes,
fine.
it's in the dishwasher.
Yeah. But, I gotta have my mug. The day can't happen without my mug of coffee.
Well, that's true. No day should start without coffee.
Right? Otherwise, people are in danger. All right. For my keep, I know right now, there is at least one listener to this show who is staring at his speakers or his phone, and he's looking at it. He's looking at the screen going, you know what you have to pick. There's only one movie from 1996 that you can pick. You know what you have to pick. So yes, Brian Colburn from My Weekly Mixtape, I am picking That Thing You Do from 1996, the directorial debut of Tom Hanks. You have a movie that's centered, and you can't even say it's centered around the band. You have a movie that's centered on one song and didn't make it boring. You have a movie where the entire raison d'etre is this one song by the Oneaters. And it wasn't bad. Tom Hanks, in his directorial debut, killed it. This is my favorite Liv Tyler performance. It's my favorite Steve Zahn performance. Tom Everett Scott feels like a young Tom Hanks in this film. But also, we need to point this out here because I love my little deep cuts of trivia. Okay? Little deep cuts of trivia here. This is only the third film in the career of Charlize Theron. Prior to this, she had only been in Children of the Corn 3 Urban Harvest and 2 Days in the Valley. I mean, it gets better from there. It's Charlize Theron. Of course it gets better from there. But this is an early Charlize Theron appearance. Not bad for your third film. It's a very small role for her, but I freaking love this movie. And it's so much fun. And the thing is, despite the fact that the movie is about one song, there are other fantastic songs on this soundtrack because it's the 90s. You had to have a good soundtrack. You really did. This was one of those.
LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
This episode is brought to you by Stouffer's. Here comes 3-time juggling champion Natalia Rogers. She's juggling law school, her TA job. Oh, narrowly catches the laundry. What's that fourth ball? Parents unexpectedly showed up at dinner time? Is that too much for Natalia? Not with Stouffer's Chicken Alfredo and its mouth-watering mix of Asiago, Romano, and Parmesan. When you're juggling 4 things at once and the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's.
My watch film is also one that happens to have a good soundtrack, nay, a great soundtrack. In fact, a soundtrack that was 1996. William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, directed by Baz Luhrmann, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, who were both fantastic in this. John Leguizamo as Tybalt, as only John Leguizamo can do. And we talked about this before on the show. Anytime you put John Leguizamo in a, I don't want to say a smarmy character, but definitely a villain type role, he's going to seal the deal. He understands the assignment and kills it. Harold Perrineau, who played Mercutio in this, is a freaking scene stealer. Like, to me, Mercutio is arguably the best actor in this film. And you have future Oscar winners in this. You also have a very young but still looks the same Paul Rudd in this film.
Oh, he is ageless.
He is. He literally looks the same from 1996 today.
To Ghostbusters.
Right?
Like, hasn't aged.
Not one bit. Not one freaking bit.
Maybe it's something in the transition to Ant-Man. Maybe there's something.
Are you saying the Pym particles keep him young?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay, possibly. But was he taking Pym particles in 1996? Because that seems to be where he's frozen.
It's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
But this film, not only is it stylishly directed, but you had a modern take on the story. But yet you maintained the dialogue, the traditional Shakespearean dialogue, in all its prose, verbiage, and you actually created ways for the verbiage to make sense to today, to a modern take. Well, 30 years ago today. Romeo and Juliet is how you take Shakespeare and flip it on its head, and yet not lose the essence of the story. And the soundtrack? We did a whole damn episode on Spin, Shuffle, Skip over on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel because that soundtrack is so freaking iconic. Anyone who was in 1996 is on that soundtrack. I would even go so far as to say on the 90s soundtrack, Mount Rushmore, this album's on there. With The Crow. With singles. I don't know what the fourth album would be.
Reality Bites?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh,
I mean, Spin the Bottle from the Juliana Hatfield Trio off the Reality Bites soundtrack is
Bill
really
and
good.
Ted's Bogus Journey, or the Pump Up the Volume soundtrack.
Yeah, but no, weren't those the 80s?
Well,
Those
okay.
were I'm talking about the 90s soundtracks.
Hmm.
Dear listeners, I want to know what you guys think. Okay, 90s soundtracks, Mount Rushmore, what are the 4 albums? Hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast. Go to our website, notthatbadcast.com. Drop us a line. I want to know. The 90s soundtrack, Mount Rushmore. What albums do you put up there? All right, Carrie, over to you. Your watch pick.
I'm kind of going at the theme from 86. I had picked Top Gun to watch. And
Okay.
I must love watching big airplane movies because I'm watching Broken Arrow. But this time I'm watching it not for Tom Cruise, not for Val Kilmer. I'm watching Broken Arrow for John Travolta, for Christian Slater.
You could have just said you're watching for Christian Slater because
I-
I've met you.
Well, Travolta, come
Right?
on. Big fan.
Oh, I know you're a big fan, but I know you.
Okay.
I get Christian Slater to you is like Rachel Lee Cook to me. I do. I get it.
Well, there was a time.
There was a time.
I'm kind of over that now, but.
Are
know,
you?
Yeah. I mean,
Are you really?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I know. I mean, you tease me about every time we do a Rachel Lee Cook film.
I get it. I completely deserve the turnabout with Christian Slater, but there's other actors that I'd be quite smitten with too.
Fair.
But yeah, Christian Slater there's a time where he might be eye candy, might the script doesn't really matter as long as he's talking, it's fine.
But keep in mind too that this film, Broken Arrow, is the reunion 6 years later of both Christian Slater and Samantha Mathis, who had previously been in Pump Up the Volume.
Exactly. That is right. I was going to mention that. Also, it is a contender if we wanted to investigate this movie further, sitting at 53%.
I know it is because we already covered it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did.
Oh. See, I can't even keep up anymore. We're on 4 years later. So
Right? 4.5 years later.
Well,
Right?
I wasn't on that one.
No, it was actually Peter from the Movie Duel podcast. So yeah, I get it. Okay. I may have Broken Arrow cheated on you.
I think I missed a memo on that one. I don't know where I was, but it wasn't me.
Well, no one wants to listen to an hour of you going Christian Slater.
Because that would be my only talking point. Well, it has Christian Slater. It must
Right?
be good.
So what do you think about John Travolta? Christian Slater.
Wow.
All right. Back over to you for your past pick.
Well, I'm feeling rather attacked now, but I'm going to pass on The Cable Guy.
Jim Carrey going a little bit out of character.
He's going way, way dark on this one. Yeah, you know what? I just found it creepy annoying, because it was almost like you see Jim Carrey and you kind of have that weight of expectation that he's going to do something funny. So the whole time I'm watching this movie and I'm like, no, he's just kind of creepy. There's nothing funny. He's not going to break character and, do like bodily humor or anything where he's like contorting himself. It was just not funny. It was, and I get that it was a dark comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I appreciate that, but I don't know, just the idea of like,
See,
I don't know.
I take a look at dark comedies and I want to go to a movie like Throw Mama from the Train, right? That to me is the quintessential dark comedy, right? Because it still has lots of funny moments and it's a dark topic, right? It's kind of morbid humor. Cable Guy just tried almost like too hard to be edgy and dark. And by the way, this is also my past pick, so we actually do line up on this one. But the thing is, like, if Jim Carrey was trying to go for, throwing people off, to me, Jim Carrey has two really good, quote unquote, non-comedic performances. Only two. Truman Show, Man on the Moon. Every other time, Jim Carrey has tended to stray, and this is of the movies that I've seen, stray from, what the people want, what he's really good at. Like the number 23? No, not the number 23.
well, Liar Liar and Bruce Almighty were good.
Yeah, but those are still comedic performances.
They are, yeah. And I think that's what he does best.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, The Truman Show walked that line perfectly because you still had fun, lovable Jim Carrey. Man on the Moon, he really stretched his acting muscles. And, kudos as well. I know we kind of maybe poked fun at her a little bit in the past, but, Courtney Love was really good in that film too. But this, when it was released, it was in the middle of all the good comedy that Jim Carrey was putting out. And I understand and I appreciate the want and need for actors to not get pigeonholed and typecast, right? You see that with a lot of British actors, right? They'll do like a big role or something like that, and they don't want to get locked down, so they go the opposite way. And I think British actors get a little bit more leeway to do that. I mean, you take a look at, David Tennant, who of course played Doctor Who. Arguably, personal opinion, the best Doctor Who. And then he goes and does some really dark films and TV shows. Like Jessica Jones, Not funny in Jessica Jones, let me tell you, not quirky. But he was fantastic in it. Oh, so good. Matt Smith as the Doctor. Maybe one of the most quirky, fun doctors out there. Then he goes out and starts slaughtering dragons and whatnot in House of the Dragon. Not to mention, he played Charles frickin' Manson.
He was fantastic in Caught Stealing.
Right?
Completely different look. Shaved his head for that. He
Right?
did.
And got a damn good mohawk, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But and then danced his way through Morbius. Poor Matt Smith. But still, Cable Guy just didn't do it for me. Maybe I need to rewatch this. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm the problem.
No, because I agree. I just didn't like it. It was almost like it was trying too hard to be too serious.
Yeah.
You know, it could have used a bit of humor, I think. But maybe that's, again, it's my fault because it's what I was expecting.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Right?
But I mean, like, it also has the weight of expectation, right? Directed by Ben Stiller, of course. Also starring Ben Stiller, Matthew Broderick, Leslie Mann, Jack Black, Owen Wilson, Bob Odenkirk, Eric Roberts, George Segal, like Janine Garofalo, Andy Dick. You have a rock solid cast in this film.
And you have some very funny actors.
Yes.
So again,
In a film that's not quite that funny.
yeah, the hope was that at some point it would make me laugh, even a nervous laugh. I would have been okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
It's one of those things where when you try to walk the line between dark and comedy, some movies do it really, really, really well. And some try, but they dance too much on one side, or it feels lopsided in its telling. And again, remember, these are personal opinions. If you love the Cable Guy, God bless you. Not for us. It's both of our past picks. So in this house, we don't do the Cable Guy. All right, Carrie, please remind our listeners what your keep, watch, and past picks are for movies released in 1996.
I am keeping From Dusk Till Dawn, watching Broken Arrow, and passing on the Cable Guy.
All right. And I'm keeping That Thing You Do. You're welcome, Brian. I'm watching William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and I too am passing on the Cable Guy. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And to you, our dear listeners, until next time, you guys know the drill. If there's a topic that you want us to cover on Keep, Watch, Pass, or a movie that you want us to cover on It's Not That Bad, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to the website so whenever we post anything, you get notified immediately. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep, Watch, Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time, 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.